Hello everybody, very long time no see. It has been a very long time. This is my first Let's Play. I know it's not live like the other ones, but I'm going to do it this way for a little while just till I get used to things with recording on GTA 5 and all that. It is very good to be with you guys once again. So hello everybody, I am officially a PO2 on GTA World, which means I am a full-fledged cop. So, it doesn't mean I'm not learning stuff still, because you're always going to be learning a little bit. It just comes with this nature of RP. Been on the server now for, geez, I think it's been 3 months now. Yeah, because I had my academy back on March 15th or so. So, very good to see everybody again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, yeah, so I'm just going to talk about my general GTA World experience and my transition from San Andreas multiplayer as a whole. We're rolling out as 2 Lincoln 3 right now. So, man, I'll tell you, it is a huge difference going from San Andreas multiplayer to Rage MP or GTA 5. It is a whole different ball game, I'll tell you what. So, biggest thing you're going to have to get used to is the actual feel of the game. So, obviously, everybody's probably played GTA 5 at this point, but when you're on a scene and stuff like that, so you really got to take in the details of the people around you and try and remember their clothing the best you can and stuff like that. So in San Andreas multiplayer, everybody basically had the same skins. If they're in a game, they probably had the green clothing and whatnot. Here, everybody's got different skins. Everybody has different tattoos that you got to try and memorize. So a lot of that stuff you're trying to process as you're on patrol and on a scene and whatnot. I will say the roleplay on GTA World is very in-depth. I'd almost call it heavy RP plus, because that's basically what it is. It is very in-depth and very detailed. Everything you do on a scene, you'd want to have a lot of passive RP. You want to make sure everything's covered off, good scene security and all that stuff. The roleplay is very, very in-depth. They have a very good mobile data center station as well. You have to run it through Google Chrome, so what I do, instead of running it in the background on my computer, I actually run it on my laptop right beside me. So if I need to find a street name real quick that I'm not quite sure about, because Los Angeles is a very big city. I mean, I have a lot of the main street names down and stuff like that. I can just look over to my laptop really quick and be like, oh, there's that street or whatever. And also I run my MDC off the laptop as well, so when I've done a traffic stop, I can write up a report and all that stuff. So, yeah, so here we are, guys. There's about 250 players online, which is actually a little low, not for this time of day, but generally compared to the peak hour, which is 500-600 players, so a big difference. If you're wondering why I'm running red lights, it is required in the penal code that you stop at all red lights, make sure the coast is clear, then you can go through the intersection. Green lights, you do not have to stop at the intersection. So, whenever there's a red light, just make sure you come to a full stop, look both ways, and go. Treat it as a stop sign. So yeah, the transition was huge. Getting used to all the new commands and all that stuff took a while. I mean, you had to have 10 hours before you can post an application and get into the LSPD, so I think I had 16 or 17 when I posted it. And I'll tell you, like, the command structures, like, not the command structure for the PD, but like the actual commands, the way they function, stuff like that, there's so many more different commands on GTA 5 than what there would be on San Andreas, for example. 1 second, just had to pause here. Oh, they got him. And so anyway, the actual commands, there's a lot more to learn. There's a lot to learn in the handbook for the LSPD as well. You really want to become familiar with those protocols as quickly as possible to get used to everything. Like I said, they have all the commands written down there for the PD, so just a lot to learn. The actual training portion, so when you're inside the LSPD itself, I would say, based on everybody's files, you're going to want to have anywhere between 18 to probably about 24 hours of actual ride-along instruction time to get used to things, and I also spent a lot of hours patrolling by myself to really get used to things as well, because when you patrol by yourself, that's when you kind of get used to the street names a lot easier and all that stuff. Yeah, so like I said, the transition's huge going from San Andreas multiplayer. I wouldn't say forget everything you've learned on there, but definitely be prepared for a whole different experience. You really have to do it yourself. I suggest doing it. I'm not saying I would never go back to San Andreas multiplayer, but it would be very, 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 very hard for me to do. So, like I said, definitely take the jump if you've been thinking about it. I do not regret it one bit. I've had a lot of fun. I've actually learned a lot in the process. You've really got to be careful with making arrests on this server, or I would hope many servers in general, but you really want to make sure you have probable cause before you arrest somebody. Stuff I experienced on San Andreas multiplayer, a lot of people would get arrested, and I've actually stopped it just under reasonable suspicion. They thought they caused that crime, so they arrested them. No, you have to be 100% dead certain that they caused that crime before you arrest them on here, which is a good thing because it stops a lot of false arrests, and ultimately there is a court system in this, so if you don't have your stuff 100% set together, it may not go so well for you. So like, if you arrest somebody, make sure you have your P's and Q's together. You do have to write a report every time you have a traffic citation or an arrest. Obviously, you have to write up the report and everything. So that can take a little bit of time after you've done an arrest. Processing can take a little while as well, just the way things go, because everything is just so much more in-depth on this server. It is very fun to do, and like I said, definitely suggest doing it if you've been thinking about it. I do not regret it at all. It can be a little intimidating, I won't lie to you. It can be a little intimidating at first. That first patrol I went on, I was like, holy crap, I feel like I know nothing, even though I've RP'd as a cop for the last decade, basically, on and off. You kind of go in there on that first patrol and you're like, wow, like, the experience is just so much to take in at once that it really is quite something. I was going to make sure that OBS is still recording, because sometimes it likes to stop. Okay, good, it is. So yeah, may not be too busy on this Let's Play. I'm not going to make it very long, just because I kind of wanted to introduce you guys to, I guess, GTA World and the LSPD as a whole. So, my training period lasted, well, I did the academy on March 15th, then I was inducted on March 31st, and I became an official police officer too, which means you're no longer probationary on, he can go ahead there, he's got the green light. Which means I became an official police officer too just about a week ago. So yeah, the training phase does last a while, but I think even if you have a lot of Leo experience on San Andreas multiplayer, for example, you're going to learn a lot through the process. I did not have a bad experience with any of my field training supervisors or anything like that. They were all awesome to talk to, and a lot of people are very good at portraying their character on here as well, which is important. Passive RP is a big thing on here. Like I said, every patrol I went on, I learned a lot, gained a lot of experience from it, and ultimately they were very good at keeping stuff IC, and OOC, which is a good thing because you can have fun talking to them on TeamSpeak and a little bit like that, and just have a little bit of fun that way. But when it comes to in-game, it's down to business, and that's the way it should be, and it's a very good experience. Like I said, you might be intimidated the first little while, but that's the way it's going to be. You're a rookie. Sorry about that, guys. Had to pause the recording there for a second. So yeah, definitely jump into it. I do not regret this at all. Learning the streets has been the absolute hardest thing about everything because there are just so many streets. So what I did during my training phase is what I ended up doing is I took a cue card, I looked up the actual sections of the city, so like La Rancho, Davis, and all that stuff. I took out a cue card and wrote it down the best I could so I'd have the idea of where the situation is. So let's say I'm in the middle of Pillbox Hill and I need to get to Burton. I knew that I'd have to go north, like just straight up north, or if I needed to get over to Mirror Park, which I knew what it was anyway, I just have to head straight east basically from Pillbox Hill. So little tips and tricks like that are important. I would suggest taking a lot of notes from what you can because it'll help you a lot on patrol. If you're coming into the department, I took a lot of notes personally, and it really helped me be able to do things easier, I found, and answer questions. Oops, wrong way. And answer questions a bit better. Yeah, that's definitely what I'd suggest doing. Like I said, the roleplay overall is a bit more intense, so it may not be as relaxing as your average San Andreas multiplayer server, but it is certainly an experience, so go ahead and do it. So, gonna get onto the regular patrol talk. Like I said, probably not going to be too busy right now. This Poochie skate park by the stairs is a girl lane in the bowl, not moving or anything. The dude's saying she's not breathing. I'm going to activate my GPS. Alrighty, we're going to respond to that. And we're going to go there. It's a medical call, so we're going to be stuck calling FD when we get there. Gotta be careful at these red lights to make sure no one barrels through. Don't want to get yourself in an accident because it would not be a fun time. It's almost happened to a few people before, and surely it'll keep happening because sometimes it's the way to go. Is you're trying to get to the call as fast as you can, and you really are. But you gotta be careful of your surroundings. Usually I'd like driving in the fast lane when I'm on a 2-lane road, just so that way they can move over to the right-hand side like they're supposed to. Makes life a little easier for you and for them. The game does stutter a little bit. I had an issue last week where I had to actually run CCleaner to get the game registry fixed up so it would launch properly. I do have the custom siren installed, obviously, as you guys can hear. I like it a lot more than the in-game one. I'm going to go lights only since we're almost here. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Like I said, I might pause the recording on some of the scenes. I'm gonna run up here. FD's already here. Alright, doesn't sound like she's breathing or anything. That is not good. They have a couple units responding to the other 911 call as well. Some dude yeeted into a pole with his crotch rocket, it says. Alright guys, we just cleared up from the last 911 call. Now we got a report of shots fired in Chamberlain Hills, so we're responding there right now. Air 1 doesn't see anybody, but we're going to get on the ground to double check. Said someone did a drive-by on a vehicle. So yeah, you are very busy with 911 calls on this server. You are going to them constantly. There are some times where it's slow, like I've only had 1 or 2 patrols, so it's slow. But the rest of them, it's 911 after 911 after 911. So usually there's lots to do. That last call there, we couldn't find anybody suspicious or anything, and nobody was willing to say what happened to her, or they just said we didn't see anything. So not a whole lot we could do there. Looks like she probably ended up falling in or something of that nature. Alright, I'm probably going to have to go call that 911. Alright, I had to call that 911 caller to see what else he has here.
We have a suspect threatening an officer with a firearm in western South Florida.
Let's see if he picks up. Pending connection. It might have been a false call. So I was trying to get more information from the guy to see where this happened. Alright, so we're going to... Alright, I'm keeping him on the phone in case I need to get more information really quick, because sounds like he witnessed it. Able to be transported to the Davis Medical Facility, which is what we did there, and thankfully they're both alive, so that's what counts. All we know is it's a black car that shot them up, so that could really be any vehicle in the area, so we'll keep our eyes open, but something like that is going to be very hard to find. So anyway, back on regular patrol here. I probably won't make this video a whole lot longer just because it's my first Let's Play, but I hope you guys...
User joined your channel.
Hello.
What's up?
Not too much. I'm actually doing a Let's Play right now, Miles, so you can say hi. I'm going to upload it later.
Okay, hey guys!
So Miles actually went through the academy batch with me. So you came from San Andreas multiplayer too, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying earlier in the video how it was a very big experience differential between going from San Andreas multiplayer to GTA 5. Did you find the same thing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it is a whole different roleplay experience. I just got done on a shooting scene actually. Car did a drive-by apparently, and yeah, so a couple guys kicked the can, but they lived, and they got taken to Davis Medical. So overall, since it's good for people to get another perspective, how have you found your GTA World experience and LSPD experience so far? Like in comparison to like your multiplayer stuff or San Andreas multiplayer, are you enjoying it more or what?
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it more. I mean, server that I used to play in was completely different because it wasn't really heavy roleplay.
No, and I came from Wright County, obviously, which was was considered heavy RP, but I generally consider it like heavy minus RP type deal. Like I said, GTA World's like heavy roleplay plus. It's super heavy duty. It's the heaviest roleplay you're gonna get anywhere, no question. Wright County was a bit of a mixture between heavy medium RP, and so even learning more about the depthness of the RP was even a big switch for me, and I don't know if it was a big switch for you or not, but it's definitely a learning experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, hell, people haven't been able to see it in this video, but when you roll up on shooting scenes where people have been on foot and stuff, there's shell casings and stuff you gotta pick up and file away and all that, so it is very, very, very detailed. And so staying on scene sometimes, depending on what it can be, depending on what the situation could be, you could be there an hour. Well, that's probably usually the largest amount of time you'll be on a scene is about an hour, depending on like if it's a huge scene. Sometimes a hostage situation and stuff like that can take an hour and a half, 2 hours. But generally speaking, yeah, it is very in depth. You go over everything there is. So that's why it can be a little bit intimidating, especially for those first few patrols that you go with somebody. Now, I said, Miles, I learned a lot when I was on my guided patrols, which for people that will be watching this, that's when you patrol with somebody and they guide you or whatever and teach you different things. But did you find, Miles, when you did your Lincoln patrols, which is solo patrols, I almost learned as much as I did on my guidance? Did you?
I mean, the first guided patrols were very helpful.
Oh yeah,
but then,
they give
yeah,
you a baseline.
Yeah, but then I had to patrol by myself and learn by myself.
Yeah, and honestly, that alone is very, very valuable experience. I said earlier in the video that I'm actually stuttering a little bit because my CPU doesn't like recording and playing GTA at the same time. But I actually said early on in the video that my solo patrols really allowed me to learn like the streets and actually a bit more about how things work, because now you're on yourself, or now you're by yourself, and it's all on you whatever you do. So it's definitely, that alone's a different experience as well, just because of how detailed everything is.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would say that was a big difference coming from San Andreas multiplayer to this?
I mean, well, first you have the graphics. I mean,
yeah, that is a huge thing to get used to, and I kind of mentioned that earlier because everybody's in their own skin. Like, it is 100% detailed on their skin.
Yeah.
They all have their own they all have their own tattoos and all that stuff. Like, the graphics alone make it way more immersive than what GTA San Andreas could ever hope to be. And unfortunately, that's just not one area San Andreas is going to be able to keep up with.
Yeah, I mean, someday you're gonna have to move on to GTA 5, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, San Andreas is always gonna have its following. Like, it's been popular now for over a decade, basically a half. So it's always gonna have a following no matter what. But I told people, I said, if they're even thinking about making the switch, definitely do it. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, doing the academy, well, I guess they don't have academy, but doing the probationary phase is a bit challenging and can be a little bit taxing. when it's all said and done, I think it's for the better, because you learn a lot yourself going through it, just about law and all that stuff, and stuff you probably didn't know before because you never had to apply it before in other servers. So I think that's where the big challenge can be. So it really does help expand your law knowledge as well, being on this server, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the Let's Play there. Thank you, Miles, for joining in for those last 2 minutes. I'm
of course.
finish up my patrol here for another 25-30 minutes probably, and then log off for the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize it's not live, and I'm sorry for a little bit of the stuttering, but not a whole lot I can do about that because my CPU is not liking this at the moment. It liked the first half, but now it doesn't like this last tenth of the video apparently, because my computer hates me. So anyway, thank you guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Might get a little bit more action with the on-scene stuff and whatnot, but I just wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet today, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what the server's about and all that. So see you all later.